Happy Carcation, everyone. The new year is almost here, and I'm sure you have already thought about your New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do this as soon as the new year starts. Like 99% of all of us, we all do. And then 3 months later, after the new year begins, all of our stuff are gone and down the toilet. So, for the month of December, for our Carcations, we're going to focus on getting ourselves ready for setting our goals for the new year. And that will help us in ensuring that we have a higher success rate in reaching our goals versus just going willy-nilly. So today we're going to discuss about reflecting on last year's goals, what worked, what didn't. We're also going to discuss defining what success looks like to you, envisioning that to see what does it look like at the end of the line, at the end of the race, and your goal setting. We're going to break big goals down into smaller milestones instead of saying this ginormous goal and not understanding how we can do little steps to get there. We're going to set realistic deadlines for our milestones, not these ludicrous milestones that we usually set. And lastly, we're going to write our goals down and put them in a place that's visible to keep us motivated. So that's what we're going to discuss today. Let's get to it. So I'm glad you've joined me today in a Carcation. I just got regular coffee today because you have to get one of these. You can find these at Harbor Freight. It's like the knockoff of the Yetis, but it either keeps your ice and your cold drinks cold, the ice never melts, or it keeps your coffee really warm throughout whatever amount of hours you're sipping on your coffee. I sip my coffee slowly, but my coffee is always nice and warm. So this is really worth getting, and I swear by these. Because I found this at Harbor Freight for like $20. It's worth every dime. So check it out. But so today we're going to talk about the new year. It's coming. It's right around the corner. And I know there's some things that you are thinking about doing for the new year and setting your goals to say, hey, you know what? This is what I want to accomplish for myself or my family this year. But for the most part, 95% of us, we do not reach our goals, our New Year's resolutions. And that's usually because we did not plan and set our goals up properly to ensure greater success in reaching our goals. Many of us don't know, we can say we of the goal, but we don't know how to really achieve those goals. So we're going to discuss that, and we're going to do that throughout this month, and hopefully this month's Carcation series will help you get to your goals faster. We'll find out by month 3 of next year if it's working out for you, but I know it's worked out for me, what I've learned through my journey. So first is reflecting on what happened last year. So you set up these goals last year. You said you were going to do this, 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 and this. What happened? Did it work out? Did it not? Do you have to trash any goals? Do you have to add, tweak? This is the opportunity to use your experience from the previous year on what worked. Well, actually this year, throughout this year. What worked? Why didn't it work? What got in the way? Maybe you had a weight loss goal and you got sick throughout the year and it threw you off the rail, and then it was so hard to get back on the horse again. Now you can reflect to say, okay, this is what happened to me last year, or this is what happened to me during this year about my goal that I'm not reaching this year. What can I do about it? This is the opportunity to use your experience to say, okay, this is what happened, but this is something I might be able to do this year. These are the things that threw me off, or maybe the goal was too big, or maybe too vague. It could be all different things, but you can evaluate what you did and why it didn't work out. Take that information, that's intel, that's data, really important data to build off of what happened previously and to add on to what you're going to do for the upcoming year. And even if a goal might not be 1 year that you can accomplish a goal, it might take you 2 or 3 years to accomplish a goal. But as you are sticking with trying to achieve your goal, you're taking information and experiences, obstacles and challenges, and learning how to counteract them, learning how to get over those obstacles and challenges in order to continue the journey. It's a mountain. That's why Serenity Rise has the logo of the mountain. Our journeys are mountain climbs. We are going up the mountain. We're going to have all sorts of obstacles and things in our way. But if you want to summit, if you want to get to the top of that mountain, you're going to continue doing whatever you have to do to get there, regardless of the challenges and obstacles you face, if you really want it. So use previous years' experience as to what happened and why, and let's build off of that in order to say, okay, well, next time, if this happens to me, I'm going to do this. Or I will make sure that I will reboot and not think about, oh, New Year's resolution, I'm going to toss it because I didn't make it. It's the third month and it didn't work out, so screw it. Instead, say, okay, I fell off the wagon. Let's restart again. Let me get back on that horse and do it again. Most of our goals are not, especially when we do these big goals, are not easy to achieve. It takes time, persistence, dedication, effort, in order to achieve it. So if you look at it that way, that it's a journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint, then you will get back on the horse for whatever you dealt with in the previous years of why you fell off to continue your journey. So the next thing is defining what success looks like to you. For me, I will do a visioning. I will sit and I will close my eyes and I will envision, what do I see? What do I smell and touch? When I reach that goal, what does it look like to me? Many people, we don't look at the end result. Like, what do we see happening at the end? Maybe you might like it. Maybe you might not. But if you're visioning that, if you're envisioning what it smells like, it looks like, it tastes like, it feels like at the end of the goal, then you write that down. It's so powerful. So I have my own little bio. And I'm writing out, Erica Cole has done this and has done that and has accomplished this and done that. And I have it written down so that throughout the year that I'm going after my goal, I can read that and go back to it. Like, this is the goal. This is the plan. This is what it's going to look like at the end. You have a roadmap. You have a picture. You see the destination. Now you have to set yourself up to get to it. So that's where having that defining success, defining what the goal end result looks like is so important, so that, let's say, an opportunity comes through and it's not a part of the goal that you set, what you envisioned. Now you know that opportunity could be a distraction to what you envisioned, what you see. So you understand that's not part of this picture that I painted. Now, some people might say, oh, the opportunity might open up bigger doors. That's true. But then at the same time, we're often distracted. And then we wonder why we don't reach our goal, versus focusing like horse with blinders, focusing on what we want to accomplish and what we want to achieve. So that roadmap of, okay, I'm supposed to do this, so let me work on that, because that's what I said I would do. That's what it's going to look like. And that helps. And it's a motivator when the chips are down, read it and like, I'm going to make this goal. This is who I'm going to be at the end. So it's a great motivator, a great roadmap to keep it where you can see it and read it throughout the whole year to stay on track. So that's one thing we can do, to envision it and write it down. Like, this is the end of the chapter. Another thing we can do is to break big goals into smaller milestones. You've heard it many times. I'm going to lose weight. Okay, great. How are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it? What happens if you get pushed off the horse? And people are like, oh, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. Okay, well, how are you going to do that? What are the tasks that will get you to lose 100 pounds in 3 months, which is pretty tough, because that's a big audacious goal that's usually not sustainable. So we want to be realistic, and we want to break them down into small pieces. You can't eat an elephant in one bite, but you can eat an elephant nibble by nibble. And so if you're breaking that, I want to lose weight. All right, well, then what does that mean for you? Okay, well, I want to lose 60 pounds. How would you do it? Well, I like running. Okay, how often would you run? Well, I can probably run maybe 2 days a week or so because I'm busy. I have this, I have that. When would you do that? Well, probably the mornings because the evenings are tougher. All right, and how long will you run? These are called SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relatable. Is it related to the goal? And time bound. You're setting these goals up in a certain ideology, a certain methodology, in order to make sure that each task that you're doing actually relates to getting to the big goal. So when you set them up into little tiny tasks, like steps, you can't get to the top of the stairs by just jumping from the bottom to the top. You have to go step by step by step. And the smaller you make your tasks to get there, the easier, the better it is to not only achieve those small tasks, which are much more achievable. Okay, well, I'm going to start running twice a week this week. All right, because I'm not used to running. Okay, so it's very easy. I'm going to just do it, every morning. Not every morning, but twice. Build yourself up to 3 days a week. Build yourself up to 4 days a week, whatever it is. But start small. And then you're so proud of yourself when you finish that small task. It's like, oh, that was easy. Yeah. Okay, well, now let's practice that small task and make it a habit. Oh, well, I'm used to running twice a week. All right, well, can we add a third day in the week? Yeah, I should be able to do that. And then now you're accomplished. Look, I'm doing it 3 days a week. Oh, that's great. Not this, I'm going to be doing 5 days a week of hardcore workouts and hits and this, that, and the other. And then you fall flat on your face and you feel defeated. You have low morale. You feel that you can't make it and it can never happen for you. So starting small will help. The next thing is setting realistic deadlines. So once again, we're going to SMART, time bound. I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. Is that realistic? Did it ever happen to you before? Were you able, and if it did, was it sustainable? Have you ever heard people doing it? Probably yes, but is this sustainable? Is it something that you can do? Do you have challenges that you might have to face? Do you have obstacles you might have to face? You might get sick. You might have projects. You might have to travel. All sorts. Life can get in the way of our goals. So when it's time bound, you're being realistic. Well, you know what? I know in the summer, our family, we go and travel. And so I know it's going to be hard to keep my goal then. I'll try my best, but that might set me back a bit. The holidays, you're eating different foods and usually everybody packs on extra pounds because all the pies and the food and stuff like that goes around. So let's be realistic and let's not hold ourselves to these crazy, ludicrous time frames. Keep it very simple. Okay, well, I'm going to just run just for 10-15 minutes twice a week. That's very doable. 10 minutes just running, and start there. Keep doing that, and then it becomes a habit. Now the following week you might be able to do 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and I'm going to do that just for a month. Let me practice running 2 days a week for 10 minutes each time for 30 days. That's a specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, time-bound goal. Because now you are and when you do that, I did it. Great. Can you do it again? You do it for the second month. I did it. That's great. Now it becomes a habit. Now you can start adding to it slowly. Now it becomes a habit. You're building yourself to 4 or 5 days a week. So keeping it time bound but realistic will help you to achieve it and keep that motivation going. The last thing is writing down your goals and putting them where you can see them. Once again, those obstacles are going to come, challenges. You're going to need something to keep you motivated. Chocolate cake on the counter, you want that. And then you look at your goal like, but I want this too. So yes, you do have your bio or your vision goal that you've envisioned, that final end result, but you also have the big goal. I want to do this by then. And so therefore, you want to make sure that you place it somewhere so when your motivation is low, when you are feeling like you're defeated, you have something to look at, like, you know what? It's the mountain. Mount Everest is my favorite. analogy. You're climbing Mount Everest, you get on a snowstorm, and now it's like, okay, when am I going to summit? Some people are not able to summit Mount Everest the first year because of the snowstorms. They get there too late because, you know, you can get summit Mount Everest, but it's not guaranteed you're going to come back down to show the pictures. It's like, hey, look what I did. If you study Mount Everest, is a great analogy to life as far as the challenges we have to go through. So yeah, you're going to get your snowstorms. You're going to get, you know, some avalanches. You're going to, you know, be late and not be able to make the milestone where you're supposed to be. But it's always a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. That's what life is about. And if you see it that way, you will continue to be determined and you'll be consistent in working on your goal. So, okay, I didn't meet my goal this year, but I am on the way to meeting it. At least I met 25% of my goal, or maybe 30% of my goal. Next year, I might make another 25%, but eventually you will summit. You will get to the top of that mountain. So understanding that your goals are not meant to be like, you know, like 0 to 60, because that's what you want. It's life. Life is life. And you're going to have to deal with whatever life throws at you while you're trying to achieve it. So those are 5 things that you can do to start getting some clarity on your goal setting. Now you know how to make SMART goals. Now you know how to make them into small bite-sized pieces to help achieve them. Make them relatable, make them realistic, and keep things in front of you to motivate you and to understand what's my end game. What does that look like? That's a great way to begin. Before you get to the first of the year, this is a great way to begin with setting yourself up so you can get in the mind. You're in the mindset of reaching that goal. So by the time the first of the year comes, you're ready to roll and to start. You can even start before the New Year's gets here. Most won't. So that's it, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed. I do have a question for you that you can leave in the comments is what's one goal you're excited to pursue for this upcoming year? What's something that you're looking forward to doing this year? Is it something with the family, something with yourself? So you like to travel, you like to, you know, start a venture, you'd like to learn a new hobby. List it on the comments below as to what you would like to do this coming year. And let's start planning it out now so that you have a higher rate of success. All right, people, have a good one and peace and blessings to you.